Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Finding Passion and Purpose, your path to spiritual growth. Today is a really special episode. It's not just because it's episode 50, which is huge. I never dreamed of getting this far. Um, I'm definitely celebrating that milestone, but because what I'm about to share with you is the message I wish someone had told me years ago. And if you've ever felt stuck behind in life or like you're meant to do something more, but can't quite seem to figure out what that is or how to even get there, this episode is definitely for you. But before we dive in, make sure that you are following, that you subscribe, rate the show, share this with someone, share it in your stories, tag me. Um, and if you haven't yet, take my free spiritual alignment quiz to discover what's blocking you from your soul's purpose. You can find that on my website, or the link is in the show notes. That's loveandsolace.com, LOVEANDSOLACE.com. All right, let's get into it. Why you feel stuck. Let's start with the truth. Most women who feel stuck in life do not lack talent, passion, or even a calling. What you lack is clarity, confidence, and consistent support. We're raised to believe that purpose is a career title. We make it our identity, a role that we step into when the conditions are perfect. But here's the truth: purpose isn't something you find, it's something you remember and then choose to live. So you may be stuck because you're still waiting for permission, someone to give you permission. You've been conditioned to play small or be a people pleaser. You think you need to be 100% ready and healed first. Or you're still operating from fear, perfectionism, or comparison. And I get it 100% because I'm still working on all of these things, but I have come a long way. And I cannot express enough all the coaches, mentors that I have had and what they have done to help me come back to myself. And I feel like every day I'm getting closer and closer and closer. And this is not a sprint. Life is a marathon. You are going to be working and moving closer to yourself every single day for your entire life. And if you're even listening to this podcast, you already know that, right? So I'm going to give you a little bit of information about me. I know I told a little bit about my story, but that was only a few years ago. Um, I grew up on a dairy farm, and my father, which I did not know any different, because how do we know any different as children? My dad was a narcissist. He made sure he did not care what, if we were a girl, a boy, whatever. He made sure he did the least amount of work. And he made sure that we worked hard to benefit him. And I watched my mother slave away, and I watched all of us girls. There's 3 girls and a boy. I've watched all of us slave away and be his free labor. Granted, we did have paid labor people on our farm too, but as much work as he could get out of us, that is what we did. So I know what hard work is, and that is how I got to the point where up into like 10 years ago, that's what my value was. If I was not physically working hard, I did not have a value. My whole entire life, I have done labor intensive work. And at 49 years old, my body feels it. And it's really a damn shame that I didn't realize this truth years and years ago, that I can use my brain and I can work smart and not hard. But I was always trying to get approval from him. And that is what he valued, was hard work. Anytime I mentioned growing up that I wanted to, let's see, I wanted to be a graphic artist. That was not real work. You wanted to work a 9 to 5 job and be in an office. That was not real work. Um, I did a lot of babysitting and I was a nanny, and that, even to me, I felt like I was not doing um, my due diligence to society because I was not working hard. After all of that, I worked construction. I've drove trucks. I I've done all sorts of labor intensive work. I've worked in factories, and um, I have been cleaning houses because, of course, I'm a woman. I need to do quote unquote women's work, right? And it's physical labor. Although I do like to do physical things, I still at some point need to um I've gone come a long way of like resting my body, allowing myself, giving myself permission to relax, have fun, and just, you deserve to rest, right? So, and that is another thing I learned in Jim's. If you've been listening to podcasts, you know that I've been working with Jim Fortin in one of his programs. And one of the questions a couple weeks ago in the homework was something about, I forget what the question was, but my answer was I had to earn fun. I couldn't just have fun, I had to earn it. Like there was no just having fun. You have to earn it. And so that was a big light bulb for me. So we move all the way forward to 2020. Everything shifted for me. I just, I can't recall how many months up until then. I just recall building up to the first part of 2020 that I had this something inside of me just like, there's got to be more, there's got to be more, there's got to be more. Like, really, is this what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean houses the rest of my life and do physical labor and just go to work, come home, go to work, come home. And just, is this really what my life is? So the first thing that I started, and I didn't set, it was January, but it was not like setting a New Year's resolution type thing. Because it was like, I think my first journal entry was like January 27th. It was at the end of January. And I decided I needed to start a morning routine, which included, at the time, I was reading like devotionals because I do believe in God and I do reference to the Bible, but um, that is where I started. I got some devotional books and journals, and I just started journaling. And I started to do just like a morning stretch program. And I just really at that point started diving into personal development, listening to podcasts. At some point, I got Audible because I was cleaning houses, and at one, I had to get past here recently the even the thought of mentioning that. I don't know why, but I was feeling kind of like like if I say that I cleaned houses, I'm not worthy. But really, what happened was all these years of cleaning houses, and it's a very successful cleaning business. And all of my clients in my cleaning business are amazing people. None of them treat me any different than just a regular person. And I won't tolerate anyone who will speak down to me because I'm, cleaning their house. It's just not acceptable. I I serve these people. And some of them I am like part of their family. I interact with their children, their animals, and it is because of that I feel like I could have not I could not be right here where I am right now had I not decided to start a cleaning business. I started a cleaning business because first it was out of getting extra funds. Then it was my husband got laid off, and then it became a need. And I cleaned houses back in high school, part-time. I I quit, and then when I had my son, who is now 26, uh I cleaned houses periodically for people just to make extra money that way. And so again, I started cleaning houses, the easy way for me because I'm good at it. I'm meticulous, I'm thorough, and I'm good at it. It's so satisfying to me. And people think I'm crazy. A lot of people, and I'm sure some of you think, "Oh, I hate cleaning." I love cleaning. It's so satisfying. And had I not cleaned houses for so many years, I would not be here. It gave me so much time to stick the earbuds in, listen to podcast after podcast, listen to Audible book after Audible book. I have listened in the last, since 2020, I have listened to 150 Audible books, all either spiritual or self-development, mindset, anything along that. I don't listen to Audible books that are just stories and entertaining. I've been deep diving into personal development because I was sick of the way I was thinking about things. I was sick of my programming, right? So I started learning about coaching and discovering what it really means to come back home to myself, right? And now I'm a master life coach. I'm running my own business. I'm helping spiritual women like you rediscover who you are and what you're meant for. And that is my true passion. And I don't know where this is going to go next, but it is just, this is even more satisfying than cleaning to me, right? And it's not because I've figured it all out. I haven't figured it all out. I'm still a work in progress. Like we talked about, it's a lifelong journey. But because I finally stopped hiding, I've been healing, and I've been giving myself permission to rise up. We can just go like the stereotype, like a phoenix out of the ashes, and give yourself permission to rise up and become who you were born, what your soul contracted to come here for and to do, and to ultimately, for the most part, who you were meant to be, because we have to become before we can do, right? So the truth about purpose is that purpose isn't about doing something flashy or becoming someone else. You can look at someone else and say, I'd like to be like them, but you are not them. We can have similar parallel paths, but we cannot pretend to be someone else. It's about living in alignment with your soul, showing up with integrity, and saying yes to the desires that are planted in your heart, that were given to you by God, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it. If you have a vision and an urge, that is God's telling you that this is what you signed up for. This is what your purpose here is. And you don't need to have more hustle. You don't need another certificate. You don't need to trust that you have to be ready right now. Your lived experiences qualify you for what you were here to be. So, 3 spiritual shifts to activate your purpose. Presence to perfection. Let go of needing the perfect plan. Just take one step at a time. I learned this hard. One step at a time. You can't go from point A to point Z. You need the entire alphabet, right? And then when you get to Z, you're going to start all over again, because that's just how it works. Service over self-doubt. You have to shift from what will people think to who am I meant to help? And faith-led action. Don't wait to feel confident. Let faith move you before fear does. Because fear is a liar, just a damn liar. So let's take a few deep breaths. And I want you to place your hand on your heart and close your eyes and say this with me. I am ready to live on purpose. I don't need to wait. Everything I need is already within me. My path is unfolding. My voice matters. My soul is guiding me, and I trust the pull within me. Breathe that in. Feel it in your body. You are not behind. You are right on time. So, this is what I have for you today. I hope it resonated with you. If this episode stirred something in you, don't ignore it. Go take the quiz on my website. There's also a free meditation. We can work one-to-one if you feel called to. And or there's also, if you're not really quite sure, there's a spiritual self-discovery bundle. All the links are in the show notes. I just want to thank you for being part of this journey with me, for showing up for yourself, and for helping me celebrate 50 episodes of finding passion and purpose. This is just the beginning, friends. You are the art. Your life is the masterpiece. And if you have listened all the way to the end, I love you. I appreciate you listening because you could be doing 100 other things. So until next time, remember that you are an absolute miracle and you have purpose. And if you're just not sure what that is yet, don't worry. Keep meditating. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to what lights you up inside. And I love you. Have an amazing day.